the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
Well, what a shock. They've been lying to President Trump and they've been lying to the American people since the 1990s about what's really going on at Fort Knox. These slime balls have been lying to all of us. No wonder they won't let any senators in there.
Well, you know, I've been trying to go down and see the gold, make sure it's all there for about 10 years. Gold still gives value to the dollar. Yeah. That's why we don't get rid of it.
We just got bombshell news this weekend and an update on that Fort Knox story that's about to rock Washington, D.C. Of course, the mainstream media is totally ignoring the story, of course. They'd rather talk about Trump's tariffs and the price of eggs. Not surprising at all, of course, but we're going to get to the shocking update here in a moment. But first, let's set the stage, provide some context about all of this at Fort Knox. Just so you understand, for decades, Fort Knox has been considered one of the most secure, mysterious places in America. It's supposed to hold 147 million ounces of gold, valued at over $400 billion. But here's the thing. No one's been allowed to fully audit it in over 70 years. The last fake audit, 1953, and even that was a joke at the time, not a real audit at all. And in the truest sense of the word, it was fake. You only saw a portion of what was actually housed there. And what we're hearing now is that much of that gold may have disappeared, yes, sold off or lended out, starting under Bill Clinton's administration, and doing so behind closed doors, hiding the transactions. Yes, those Fed accountants hiding it in other transactions. Bill Clinton, though, wouldn't hide anything from you.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. These allegations are false.
So Clinton and Alan Greenspan knew this was happening, even though Clinton professed financial transparency to the American people. Well, transparency is the last thing that we actually got. Reports suggest that gold was quietly sold off or lent to other countries like China, with zero oversight. And now? Well, now we've got Donald Trump and Elon Musk pushing for a full-blown audit to find out the truth.
We're also going to Fort Knox. I'm going to go with Elon because we want to see if the gold is still there.
Gold they've been shipping large quantities of gold back to the United States recently.
I read the same thing you did, probably.
Yeah,
this is why I think like a tour of Fort Knox would be awesome. Like a live tour of Fort Knox, we can actually see. It's like, is the gold there or not? They say it is. Like, is it real, or did somebody spray paint some lead? You know.
Imagine if it's not.
And Elon Musk calling for a live stream from inside Fort Knox. We'll just stream it live so the American people can see it. Has anyone actually confirmed the gold is still there? If not, why not? Of course, Kentucky's governor said this weekend, nah, don't show the American people using a live stream. Like, it sounds fun, but don't do it. We've got to keep some of this secret from the American people.
Elon Musk has talked about live streaming it so we all can see it. What about that?
I would say this. I don't know that that's a good idea. The reason being, security is there for a reason. Showing too much would not necessarily be a good idea.
I'm sorry, Governor. The time for secrecy is over. Full transparency. So it's a great question that Elon Musk raises. You know, if the gold is still there, why all the secrecy? Why has no president, no senator, no member of Congress been allowed to conduct an independent audit? In fact, Utah Senator Mike Lee has repeatedly tried to get into Fort Knox and was denied. He posted this on X. As a U.S. Senator, I've tried repeatedly to get into Fort Knox. Fort Knox responds, you can't come. Me? Why not? Fort Knox, it's a military installation. Me? Well, I visit military bases all the time. Fort Knox, you still can't come because you can't.
Senator, you've asked to go several times, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And I never got a response like that one. I was told instead to pound sand.
Really?
They told me, you can't possibly go there. Well, why? It's a military installation. I said, well, I'm a senator. I go to military bases all the time. Still can't go there.
That's insane. We're talking about America's gold reserves, and even a U.S. senator can't verify its existence. But hold on to your seats because it gets crazier. So here's the bombshell that we just learned this weekend. Over the past few weeks, there's been a secret operation to sneak gold back into Fort Knox before Trump or Musk get anywhere near it. U.S. banks have been transporting gold from London back to New York, with thousands of gold bars being moved out of the Bank of England's vaults in recent months. Look at COMEX gold vault numbers in the past few weeks, skyrocketing. Why? Something is very fishy. Hidden, unmarked shipments heading into Fort Knox under the cover of darkness. Now, this is pure speculation on my part, but it clearly seems like they're moving gold back into the United States before an audit can expose the truth. If the gold was never missing, why are they scrambling like crazy right now to try to return it? Did the lying New York Fed take all the bars in the vaults and then send them to London years ago so that they could lease it out or sell it outright to China? Vincent Lancy has been all over this story, really broke the original story about Fort Knox being empty with IOUs. Now he believes the gold is being repatriated right now before Trump does an audit.
In that post, we used broad strokes to describe a relationship that persisted between bullion banks and the Fed starting during the Clinton-Greenspan era. We believe the gold is currently being repatriated to end that era. We believe it is being done prior to any gold audit of Fort Knox.
So let's put the pieces together, shall we? Clinton sells off the gold, lends it out as well. The Federal Reserve covers it up. And now when Trump and Musk start asking questions, they start sneaking it back like nothing happened. The level of deception is mind-blowing. But here's where things get even bigger. There's mounting evidence that much of our gold ended up in China, the very same China that has been aggressively increasing its gold reserves over the past few years. While America's remains off limits for verification, we're not allowed to see what we actually have. If this is true, it means the United States government knowingly weakened our economic stability in favor of foreign interests in China. Knowingly weakened the US dollar, lying about it to the American people.
To show the public their gold derivatives books, labeled as such, revealing they had been hiding 90% of their gold trades in a non-trading account. Not hiding. Everything they were doing was legal, but it was still hiding.
In other words, hiding transactions, propping up the dollar, keeping the price artificially low on purpose. Gold prices artificially low. This is stunning. So what gold is actually there? What price should gold be? As Kevin Demerit from Lear Capital just told me last week, the value of the gold in Fort Knox is valued at under $50 an ounce.
You know, if you look at the Fed Reserve or you look at Fort Knox and say, okay, if all the gold in Fort Knox is valued today, which it is at $42.22, that's about $11 billion. There's 261 million ounces in Fort Knox.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Just so I understand. Like, I buy the gold that I own right now is worth, I think the price of gold today is like $2,950, right? Give or take. So the gold sitting in Fort Knox is valued at $42?
That's right.
What the hell is going on here? Gold on the open market is $2,900 an ounce. Suppression of the price of gold. And of course, now we're seeing mainstream media running cover trying to distract the public from this story. Instead of talking about missing gold, they're talking about Trump's tariffs, claiming they'll wreck the economy. The same economy they've already gutted from within. Of course, they want you focused on tariffs, not on the fact that we may not actually have any gold left. The real question is who benefits from keeping this a secret? Who's getting rich off of this? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not the American people. If the world finds out we don't have gold, the US dollar would collapse overnight. That's why they're trying to cover this up. That's why they're scrambling right now to refill Fort Knox. But we're going to keep digging, and we're going to keep exposing the truth on this story, because at the end of the day, this isn't about just gold. It's about the trust in our system, in our financial system, trust in our leaders, trust in the institutions that are supposed to safeguard America's wealth, trust in the Fed, which is unelected. So that's the news update part of today's video. Now I want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is tied directly to everything we just talked about here with gold. And gold price just hit over $2,900 an ounce, all-time highs in dollar terms just a few days ago. So gold is at all-time highs in euros and pounds and Canadian dollars and Japanese currency, and the United States dollar is nearing its peak. So just look at this. The GDXJ index, which aggregates junior mining gold stocks, sits at just $50, compared with $167 back in 2011, when gold peaked then at $1,925 an ounce. Today, the spot price of gold is 50% higher, while the GDXJ is down more than 66% from its peak. Just check this out. Look, this is unbelievable. Today's sponsor, Gold Mining Inc., is on the New York Stock Exchange. Here is their ticker on your screen. It's GLDG. It's trading within just a few cents of 5-year lows set during March 2020. You know what happened during March 2020? We had a global panic. Yeah, it's trading near 5-year lows. You can't make this up. It's unbelievable. As of March 6th, Gold Mining Incorporated's market cap is $163 million in US dollars with no debt. And they have $140 million in cash and equity holdings right now. So Gold Mining Incorporated owns 80% of another company, USGO, and just over 12% of GROY, which is a gold royalty company. Yet when the company originally acquired their dozen gold projects, The peak combined market caps of the companies that held them was approximately $850 million Canadian, which was during the period of 2010 to 2012. And that was much closer to par with the USD than today. The combined peak market cap was calculated based on each respective company's peak share price during the period prior to acquisition. So just look at these numbers. Peak market cap of companies acquired, $850 million in 2010 and 2012. Current market cap of Gold Mining Incorporated, $163 million US in 2025. Gold spot price, $1,925 in 2011. And right now, $2,900 in 2025. So remember that Gold Mining Incorporated owns 80% of U.S. Gold Mining, which is USGO, and 12.7% of Gold Royalty Company, GROY. Now, Gold Mining Incorporated is trading for right now 82 cents a share as of this recording, which is near its 5-year low. In August of 2020, back again during 2020, famous 2020, Gold Mining Incorporated hit $2.72 a share. That's when gold reached the $2,000 per ounce mark. Yet the stock right now, as of today, is 68% lower than that. Now, the value proposition is intriguing if you take their current share price of 82 cents a share, as I just described, and I'm accounting for Gold Mining's cash position, their publicly traded stock portfolio, and the company's dozen gold properties, aggregating 12.5 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resources in the measured and indicated category, and an additional 9.7 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resource in the inferred category. They're valued for only $10 million. You can see the company's website for details of individual resource estimates and particulars of their underlying technical reports that I'm talking about here, so you can do your own homework on that. So just don't act like you didn't know about it afterwards. It's all public on their website. You can dive into this yourself. Just so you understand, Gold Mining Incorporated owns a dozen projects containing an aggregate of 12.5 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resource in the measured and indicated category, an additional 9.7 million ounces of gold equivalent in the estimated mineral resource in the inferred category. So there is a gap between its market price and its asset portfolio that it's sitting on right now. So this is how I personally look at this situation. Gold is trading at an all-time high, while Gold Mining Incorporated is near its COVID-19 lows. I mean, we're talking market panic lows. On top of that, a shareholder of Gold Mining Incorporated, GLDG, gains additional exposure to a portfolio of gold projects containing an estimated mineral resource of 12.5 million gold equivalent ounces and an additional 9.7 million in the inferred category, valued at only $10 million US. And Gold Mining Incorporated is down 68% from its 5-year high. So to me, this is an attractive opportunity worth looking into, in my personal opinion. So guys, here's the ticker on your screen. Do your own research on Gold Mining Incorporated. It's a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, and all of their financials are all public for you to go and do your own research. I'll have links in the description below, and you can go look at their latest projects. And we'll see you next time, everyone.